Look at that guy. I'm trying to work on talking to cameras like they're my friends.
Okay, cool. Where does someone get the idea to build a town?
The whole point of Kalu Yala is to actually prove that it is possible to live an amazing life. You're able to pay your bills, and whatever you do, be something you're passionate about. It's good for the world and the people on it.
If you're not looking to change everything that's not good for everyone else, and that's a bullshit move, and that's a pussy move.
All we do is disprove naysayers, so.
How do you do that? I mean, how do you maintain this type of mentality? Do you ever believe it?
Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
We're doing step introductions.
Do you have time to go throw my boots on real quick?
If you want to.
Is he gonna delay things?
Yeah, put your boots on, and then we can talk through it.
I'm gonna go through the fact that we are a town building company, and we're gonna explain that it's a college town, the research leads the way, and then I'm making this all up as I go.
Yeah.
That towns are built for different reasons. There have been religious towns, military towns. Our town is being built to show that civilization can be stewards to the earth and to each other.
So I go into the fact that the built environment is responsible for 30% of carbon emissions,
I think
25% of solid waste streams.
Yeah, I think that's good.
And then I'm going to talk about the name Kalu Yala. That comes from the Kuna Indians, and it means sacred land, where souls of things are born.
Yeah, I think that's fascinating.
I wanted to understand that
We're growing as fast as we can. There were 15 students in our last fall class. Now there's 81. So we're operating at capacity.
Good, man. The energy feels great. Yeah. So now we wanted to introduce Jimmy, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his story. In one sentence, he's the reason we're all here. So let's do it.
Hey, y'all.
So you guys may have read on a website somewhere that we are trying to build a town. Why are we trying to build a town? We're building a town to look for the best ways we can live in terms of compassionately treating each other in a global community. It involves access to food, access to healthcare, access to socioeconomic mobility that's actually beneficial to the environment as well. So while you guys are here, you're gonna be researching all these areas, you're gonna be finding best practices, you're gonna be testing them with yourself as a community to see, is this cool on paper, or do people actually participate in this? That is why we're here. Any questions? Awesome. We'll try and get that wire out too.
Sergio?
¿Cómo le va, hermano?
Bien, entonces, esta casa, después que hacemos esta, ¿cuál hacemos? ¿Hacemos allá arriba o hacemos acá?
Acá, primero.
Acá,
Como ahora, como...
a balazo.
Sí, a balazo.
Mañana sí, mañana vienen más personas acá.
Sí, ya inició.
Sí.
En la mañana ya voy a chequear para confirmar con mi banquero. Ya enviar 5,000 y un poco más para usted. Está en el internet, viene por Panamá ahora. Vamos, vamos.
Quick question. I bought some biodegradable papers and filters.
Yeah.
So where can I smoke?
I think that interns decided what the policy on smoking in town square was. You guys are gonna find out. Everyone else knows more than me about everything.
Okay.
Yo, what's up, brother? Simon?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. What program are you in?
Design thinking.
Dude, we're gonna have a big monster semester.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. Roman, it's Jimmy Stice calling. How are you, dude? I'm excellent. I'm out here in the jungle on a weak connection, and I'm just trying to confirm these wires so we can get people paid. This calling thing has been a disaster from day one. The system doesn't work for us, so we've got to get it online to where we've got the ability to initiate them ourselves. Yeah, perfect. And that'll save you headaches, save me headaches. Everyone will be happier. We had a staff member who we hired in the last 6 weeks who came out here, and then today she kind of realized she can't fulfill the role and be happy. And so the instructor we were supposed to have is gone now.
So you want my version of the story? So I've been having kind of a hard time. I'm gonna guess that pissed Esteban or Melissa, I don't know, or everyone, I don't know. They told me that either I changed my attitude or there was no other position here for me.
Do you want to stay?
I do. For sure I do. But I talked to Esteban and he wants me to leave today.
All my stuff is up there in plastic bags.
So I think the guys went up in a truck to get it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were up there with them.
No, I didn't realize that they were going.
I just don't know. Are they gonna know what your stuff is?
You want me?
Yeah.
No, I can go. Do you want to stay here? I remember talking to Jimmy, like, you need to scare new staff. You're gonna work in the rain, no technology. People your age were looking for you to leave them, and you're exhausted because you didn't sleep because there were ants in your tent. This is a really tough environment.
I was heartbroken.
Anna Luis is leaving. We've got to find somebody to replace her, and I'm kind of thinking about the assistant dean, Eileen. She's got a book on design and innovation, and she's taught before, so I think that she's probably a pretty good fit.
Did I tell you?
Yeah. Yeah, I told her there's a design thinking director opening. She's extremely qualified for that.
And we would love it if you would accept the position and the raise that comes with it.
What are your hesitations?
Yeah, I think I just haven't like been.
Your hair is still wet from swimming in the river, I understand.
Yeah.
So,
like we briefly talked about like okay, like what that could look like.
I just found out about this 30 minutes ago, literally, and we've actually never run this fast of a drill. Like, it usually takes me 24 hours to get somebody to come in and take over. But if we could do it in 30 minutes, it'd be a new record.
I didn't think we could beat our previous record.
But if you don't want it, I will find somebody. It's just you're already on site and it's there and there's a pay bump and I'm selling you really hard. So I just...
Yeah, I know. I think I'm just trying to like process through what that would look like and make sure that it's what I want to do.
I better take off before it rains because I'm going to get trapped in here.
Yeah, can I like process?
You process, talk to Esteban. Cool.
That's fair.
Well, we'll give it 2 weeks for you to like feel it, and then we'll make the call on pushing the hire button. But we'll get 100 applicants for this job in 24 hours, so it's no sweat.
Yeah.
All right. It's so nice to meet you.
I know.
Good to meet you.
I'll
let you go get on with whatever's going on today, and let's talk because I want to run pretty soon.
Okay.
I'm getting scared of these. I can feel the rain coming on the air, right? So,
Okay.
That road's super soft right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta go now. Hey, y'all, have a wonderful first 2 weeks. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys in a little while. Ciao. Bye, guys. Thank you. All right, fingers crossed on this soft road. We may be hiking back into camp and asking for some chains here if we don't get lucky. Oh, boy. Look at God laughing at us. Rocks are just all over the place. I'm a little nervous. Oh, that's a big rock. Yeah, this is gonna be potentially pretty hard. Some bumps here to be able to get out. Hold on. Real sorry. Obviously, you don't do this with students or staff. I mean, we're safe as long as we have seatbelts on. You're wearing a seatbelt, right?
Outdoor rec! Anybody?
For those who don't know me, my name is Christina. I'm the Public Health and Wellness Director. We're gonna be in San Miguel.
You guys are here to learn about design thinking. My name is Eileen, and I'm the director of this program.
We work with the schools. We do after-school programs, and the schools, they have the grades K through 6.
The world is changing, the climate is changing and all that. We need to change the ways in which we approach food and the ways in which we live next to it.
By the end of college, I had developed some food allergies, so I was like, I really want to pursue this food thing in a different aspect.
My culinary journey started when I got a job at Dairy Queen under my aunt at 16. And I love Dairy Queen.
How good does a blizzard sound?
Oh my God.
So
then I went to a private Methodist college, and I got really depressed and drank my way out of that school, so then I decided to cook food.
Welcome to the Sustainable Agriculture Program. We're kind of all about agroecology here. So we're really mimicking nature, right? We're looking at agriculture through the lens of an ecologist.
My name's Leon. I was just looking for the beach and somehow I ended up here. I'm the director of the Outdoor Recreation Program. We make sure all the other programs are worth doing.
We've done some projects here in the past. Like that hand washing station is only, I think, 2 semesters old.
What do you think about this place where our roofs are made of aluminum or tin or whatever? We're sleeping on plastic. There's a lot of weirdness that I'm feeling here that I didn't expect coming here.
I can't say that I agree with every decision that's been made here. I think there's a lot of idealism. Are we there yet? No. Are we staying on track?
Yeah.
Questionable.
Yeah.
And I think it's really hard for you guys because you were probably told a lot of things that don't feel nearly as true now that you're seeing them.
Yeah. I came here to learn how to be earth sustainable, farm to table, shitting into a bucket that we put on a plant that grows and that we eat. I don't know.
This is my model prototype of my washing machine. For the design thinking program, I had kind of been a little curious as how laundry was going to work. Were we just going to wash them in the river? And that is the case. On the way here, I kind of sketched up some things, came up with an idea, and then we built prototypes. Now I'm going to start cutting and drill more holes. Then I should have a working model. But who knows what's going to happen in the jungle.
Some of these people, it feels like I've known them for years. And it's like, oh, how many days has it been now? Kind of hits you, this is my home now, and you're gonna have to adapt to it. Keep getting really, really tired by 5 p.m. because I overexert emotionally and connection-wise by that time. And even just learning how to take care of your body, so like learning how to dry your feet more. You can get some pretty nasty stuff going on down there.
I grew up in Miami. Mom's Colombian and dad's Cuban. Now you look like a proper gentleman. Thank you. Feels nice. My dad's a carpenter. He worked with his hands his whole life, and he really wanted me to be kind of a doctor, a lawyer somewhere around there, Latin parents. But I couldn't help but see him and how hard, he worked with his hands and how well he did it. And I was like, I want to be just like my dad, but do something that I like, which is plants. So I ended up as a farmer. I just really wanted to get out of the country, and I saw this job posting. Could be any more perfect than this. Out of the country, out of the US, finally. Tropics is what I've always done. Tropical agriculture. Organic is the only thing I know how to do. I was offered a job at a very big industrial agriculture company with great benefits, great pay. But it's chemical ag, it's not what I studied. And they put small farmers out of business. And I'm all about small farmers. I put my life on the line for small farmers. Companies like Monsanto and Syngenta sue small farmers for having their crop contaminated by wind-blown pollen, which then makes the corn that's growing on their property Monsanto or Syngenta intellectual property. And then they get sued for it as if they were stealing it. And then the small farmer, as most small farmers are kind of like in that, always like in between that, the gray and the red zone, they're like, I can't pay this. And then either they lose their farm, which they many times do, or they commit suicide. And sometimes they even drink their own Roundup that they were sold, these herbicides. That's what they drink to kill themselves.
I feel like the hatred lies deep in Monsanto more than GMOs.
Yeah. I'm not saying like the arguments against GMO as like a scientific thing are bullshit necessarily. I'm just saying that like it's very amplified by people's fear, or it hit certain fear points. So people have become upset about that, when really the thing they should be more upset about is like kind of the hijacking of our agricultural system. Yeah.
Small farming creates employment. That's an important thing. Small farmers are supporting local farming in general. It's important to get to the moon, but you can't get to the moon without eating 3 times a day. And that's where your farmer comes in. That's important. That's something worth caring about. Maybe when all the food runs out, they'll realize it.
Hatch is a community of entrepreneurs, innovators, inventors, artists who are trying to make the world a better place through innovation. These conferences are a chance to meet up and say, hey, well, what is working, and then how do we amplify that? Most of my job is flying around convincing people to come to Kalu Yala. That's how you build a town.
Querían salir de hoy. Ay, sí, pero ¿cómo está todo aquí? Excelente.
What do you got going down?
I'm writing down her name because otherwise I forget, so I tend to write down people's names.
Is this a Jimmy Stice trick?
This is my dad. This is my dad always making a point to know everyone's name who he interacts with. I'm not nearly as good at it as he is. My dad started all this in Panama. In 2004, he got really nervous about the economic environment in the United States. He stopped feeling responsible investing our money or our investors' money in the United States. We exited, we sold our last condo in June of 2007, and we bought our first piece of property in Panama in December of 2005. Sometimes we get to fly over Kalu Yala on the way out. Sometimes you can actually see the little red roofs of the director housing. Kalu Yala is right underneath us right now. Here we get to see the red roofs. I see it. I see it right there. Look, see the red roofs? You see them right down there, a little line of houses? Wow, it's the first time I've ever actually done that. That's wild. I can't believe that. Makes me feel like we need to hurry up.
Having to feed more and more people, so we're putting more and more phosphorus onto the soil. Where do we get phosphorus from? The ground. Yeah, it's in the ground. It doesn't cycle the same way that nitrogen does. It's only found in a few locations in the world. And those mines are just like oil. They are susceptible to the same exact problem of any non-renewable resource. And that's that it hits a peak, right? So there's gonna be a point, probably before we even run out of phosphorus in the ground, at which it's no longer economically feasible to mine phosphorus. And that point, some people think, is coming around 2040. Maybe before then. This is potentially the biggest issue because not being able to grow food is kind of a big deal. There's a lot of kind of tension right now, and I think a lot of people are feeling like, especially those of us who are kind of tuned into it, like, man, the world's kind of going to shit. Like, it might hit the fan pretty soon. I want you to be angry about what's going on, because things are kind of and it might be somebody's fault, but chances are it's just kind of a problem that's built into the complex systems that we have when we have 7 billion people living on this planet, when they all want to look out for themselves and their families. My vision for this place is a place where people can come together from around the world and share really great ideas, you know, kind of condense in this one spot, and then, you know, explode out and take those ideas all the different places. A lot of it coalesces on how we live with the land and how we cycle nutrients, how we close loops, and that is primarily an agricultural question. Most of us are concerned about driving between our work and our home, and we don't really give a shit about the environment. But every time someone realizes that that's not what they want anymore, that there's something more to life, they kind of jump in on this movement, and nobody leaves it. Yeah, it might be small right now, but it won't be for very long, and nobody's jumping ship. That's why I take an interest in sustainable agriculture, because I think that is the opportunity for us to make the biggest impact.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Everyone was, you know, getting along because they were putting on their faces, but now it's going to start getting real.
This is our very first town hall. Ooh! Everyone, 1, 2, 3. Ooh! Perfect. Perfect. So let's go through some of the announcements. Laura? Laura's got an announcement.
Obviously, the first 2 weeks, you know, you guys are hungry. We're going to try to give you snacks and everything, but general meal plan is always breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But the most important thing, and you will lose a hand, if you come into my pantry and take anything off my shelf, there will be consequences. Anybody want to keep their hands?
There you go. The last thing I want to talk about is everything is new. You're meeting all these incredible people, and you're like, these are the people I've been looking for my whole life, and this is the place I've been looking for my whole life. And I think a few things happen. Number one, you realize that the people you met that are amazing are flawed. They're gonna start to kind of annoy me and frustrate me. And then what's beautiful, though, is at the end of the semester, you're gonna say, I love you, even with all your flaws. With that being said, it's gonna be challenging, and it'll be fun, and we'll figure it all out. Cool?
From the get-go, I kind of want to know what you guys think sustainability is. Just go for it.
You use it, you find a different purpose for it, or you use the same materials for something else.
Everything is a system, and so everything is circular.
It's having a reciprocal relationship to your environment. You know, what you take from it should also be giving something back.
The most radical idea of all of this is that we are here on a blank slate. That is the essence of Kalu Yala. We get ridiculed very often on like, you say you're the world's most sustainable town. And it's like, no, like, but we're working there. And so when you have these big questions about, you know, guys, I don't know, that looks weird. That doesn't look very sustainable. We either will have an answer for it, or we need to sit down and start working on something differently. You put these audacious goals in front of you, and we're probably going to go much farther than the rest.
So the idea behind this distillery is it's artisanal, it's craft. I'm going to, work my ass off to make sure that it's good. I started out, I was bartending, for money to get by. And then one of my best friends, he got the job but couldn't take it because he just launched his own brand. So he called me because I had talked about how I really want to do distilling in a sustainable manner. And at that point, I had worked in almost every part of the industry in terms of booze. I've done distribution, sales, serving it, mixing it, making it. But anyways, all I knew was there's an eco-village in the jungle that has a still and needs a distiller. And I said yes, and now I'm here. An unaged rum, maybe, a vodka, maybe. I want that to be inexpensive, accessible to everyone, even the San Miguelans. Who only make $20 a day at most. And it is super important to me that it is also sustainable. And I'm not just throwing this word out like, oh, it has to be sustainable. I mean zero waste closed loop system. And that's why we call it loophole rum. There we go. You guys know I'm making rum right now. We're doing Tiki Bar. That just started last semester. I was really popular. While the distillery has huge potential, the problem is there are a bunch of hurdles, almost all of them being legal. Right now, what I'm doing is totally fine as long as I'm not selling it. I can make it for personal consumption. Fun fact, in the States, if I were to get caught doing what I'm doing now, it's a minimum $10,000 fine and 5 years in jail. Not or, and. Yeah, serious shit. Oh, Blue Morpho. That's the Panama National Butterfly. There it is. Oh no, run! Oh my God! That's horrible. That's actually the first bug I've ever seen him catch. And of course, it's the Panama National Butterfly. It's, shame.
I almost think the project too should just be like how to undo all of the unsustainable stuff. Replace all the ranchos with like bamboo and thatch and hemp like structures. Like my college career has been country hopping. Each of my semesters has been abroad. My first semester, I was in Northern Ireland. My second semester, I was in Holland. I volunteered with penguins in South Africa. And then to Ghana to do urban studies. And then Norway, studying environmental sculpture. And then I came here. But I think if I would have known the plan for this town before coming here, I wouldn't be here. Because it's incredibly disappointing. And everything that I do that's not sustainable is disappointing, as it should be. These were made in China. And that's not cool, you know what I mean? That's very disappointing. And if you're not looking to do your life on the micro level and change everything that's not good for everyone else, then that's a bullshit move and that's a pussy move. So you shouldn't be in Panama paving the tropics.
And so this is civilization. And you can choose to be the Aztecs, the Americans, you know, Genghis Khan. I've been nerding out on town building since I was 12. So like SimCity during lunch break in the computer lab at school. I knew that real estate was ugly when I was a kid and that there were bankers making it ugly. I knew that. And I said, I'm going to create a real estate company that makes the world a better place. In 2007, we started to raise $3.5 million because we had a market study that said that building a town in the mountains of Panama would be a good real estate investment. And we were gonna take that $3.5 million, buy our land, flip it into $10 million of institutional equity, $20 million of institutional debt, and follow the real estate model of if we build it, they will come. We raised $1.92 million of the $3.5 million in October of 2008, and the whole market crashed, and we never got to 3.5. And we realized the business model is terrible. The entire world economy just collapsed because of real estate and finance guys. And I had my first real nervous breakdown and laid on my couch for 6 weeks taking hits off a bowl, knowing that I owed people $2.6 million and knowing that my father had put trust in me. And then I woke up and we marched forward again. I got sober for 18 months. I meditated 45 minutes a day. I just realized I had to reinvent the entire thing as fast as I could.
How do you maintain this type of mentality where you can disprove naysayers? I mean, do you ever believe them?
You don't doubt yourself. You're probably crazy and should maybe check what you're doing in general. So like, yeah, I've got self-doubt, but yeah, I'd say there's nothing greater in the world than getting the shit kicked out of you, you know? That breaks some people, and it's broken me. Second breakdown, when I ran out of money in March of 2012 and lay on my couch with my feet twitching because apparently that's what happens when all of a sudden you have no neurotransmitters in your frontal lobes. You start having tics in your body, and the next thing you know, you're just immobilized on your back. And somewhere in that second breakdown, when I realized like I'm not as efficient as my dad, it really my entire vision of who I was as a human being. So I laid on my back twitching. I called my dad, and he said, well, why don't you get back to work and see what happens, you know? Hey, Shannon, I'm taking Joel to Panama. We're taking Joel to Panama. He doesn't work for you anymore. We can talk about it, but I'm not always ethical when it comes to stealing employees, who I like.
Why are you taking my business?
I need a DP. I got an editor and shooter. I like you. We met like 2 days ago, and you've been doing badass shit, and you're with an amazing team of people. So if you think you can do it, I want you on the team for sure. One thing you gotta learn about Kalu Yala is I'm not really in charge of very much.
What are you?
I just come here and I like hire you, and then Jameson gets angry at me. You know? I mean, yeah. But hey, we're done. We're done.
We did it.
Dispel the misery of the world for as long as space remains and for as long as living things remain.
You got it, you can do it.
So then may I too abide to dispel the misery of the world.
Thank you.
Oh my god. Those harmonies are magic.
They are
Yeah,
magic.
you got pretty good. Where'd you learn that?
I stayed at a monastery last June for the month. Yeah. When I was in India, I ordained as a nun. I shaved my head and I wore the robes, and people were so engaged in being good people. Kalu Yala is just an extension of that, but a lot more, because I get to imagine a better world and try to create things to make that happen. So it's always unrequited. I never try to fight it. I never reap what I sow. This is very well suited to what I'm about and what I'm trying to do with my life. Happiness is brought by being in a community and being a part of something larger than yourself and not being alienated. My soul tired of loving and leaving home. Kalu Yala will cause really deep friendship because living in a difficult space makes people connected, and we really need that in our society right now. And leaving home. I get very good friends, very fast friendships.
You're saying it was too fast.
I don't know, man. If there are two of us, then people see us as one person. We don't look alike.
We do not.
No, but you're
But
like
because-
the closest thing I
yes.
have to.
So it's like you become the mirror. That's true. If you were a man.
If I was a man, I know that.
I feel like if she were the opposite sex, we would be like the perfect couple. Because we are so similar, but at the same time, we balance each other out by being very different.
I was looking through my phone yesterday. I was looking at pictures of myself, and I was like, who am I when I am not with the other Kemi?
We all have challenges, like with our parents and friends and stuff, but I definitely always felt like an outsider ever since I was young, for sure. I was crying all the time, and I had no idea why. My mom was like, why are you crying? What's wrong? And I was like, I don't know, but I just couldn't stop crying all the time. It was of just shit of the world around me. Recently, like maybe 3 years ago, I was doing my master's degree, and then I just kind of decided, instead of looking into all the darkness of the world all the time and being depressed about it, I'm just gonna look into what's awesome and what people are doing to make a difference.
Kemi doesn't have small visions. She has big vision.
Maybe they're too big, I don't know.
No, they're just the size of your potential.
I worked really hard to get here, and at the end, like last week, sold all my stuff, said bye to all my friends.
Bye.
And I kind of feel like I'm not coming back, which is what I'm really excited about, but which at the same time is the scariest thing. I just kind of secretly hope that there will be doors that will open with this.
Can I help you? I just want to do the sky and then I'm done.
I think there's a lot of self-doubt, and a lot of people are saying, like, I think I'm going crazy. Is my well-being being considered by the people here?
I'm so scared of saying that I don't trust Jimmy because he's gonna see this, maybe, and then the world will know that I don't trust him.
Why am I the one who's paying and who's working, and then I leave and I don't get to like reap the benefits of anything?
I really want to believe in this place. I really want this to be a real place. I really want to make this into a thing all over the world.
Marlena,
I'm here, Mama.
I'm concerned about your mood and anxiety level.
Mom, it's nothing like that. You don't need to be concerned about that. I've been taking my antidepressants. We've been doing other self-help things like exercising and meditation and whatnot. But I'm feeling like I'm starting to lose weight. We're not really getting enough protein in some respects. I'm starting to see some of my bones. That's a little concerning. You know how much I have trouble with gaining weight. So I'm gonna have to go buy extra stuff, but it just seems weird since we paid so much to have food. I don't know. It's just a little weird that all of us have these concerns after a week of being here. I'd like to have a little bit more information on some of the aspects of the program, like where certain parts of our money is going and how much of it is actually being funded towards our projects and things like that, because I realize now after I've been here a little over a week that I have no idea. Yeah. And it kind of irks me the wrong way. I go up to different staff members and then they'll say, no, like you need to go ask this person because I don't know.
This has to be worth it, otherwise I'm gonna go back broke and
well,
feeling shitty.
I went to Panama and I kind of did something. I know that I was gonna have to lower my expectations of, that it was gonna be different than what I perceived before getting here, but I didn't expect it to be so disorganized. So we've shared that we have some concerns with the program and that we would just like some transparency on where some of the money's going. It was a little alarming to see that not very much of it is going towards funding student projects.
So in sitting in meditation, you don't have to think about it too much. So we're gonna close our eyes and let's right now take a minute to check in. How are you feeling? Are we super thankful to be here?
It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem like it works in a way I can make these projects happen. I guess my big worry is that I'm gonna waste my time by trying to make a difference when it's just not gonna happen.
I miss having access to food all the time. It's hard to have people control the meals, like the amount of food that you get.
Craving yogurt and more dairy food because we don't get a lot of it here.
Maybe 3. Let's just do 3. You know, it's buy love. It's the cheapest way.
Steal that person's jam.
Even though I want food, I won't be able to pay for food.
Kalu Yala, what's your favorite processed food?
I can't approach the kitchen and be like, yeah, I want to buy that. Like, here you have $5 and you give me what I want. It doesn't work like this.
And let's get some hot jalapeno brand, melt some faces. Okay, we have all of the junk food we need.
I have a lot of food allergies. Coming here was a really difficult challenge for me. I'm gluten-free, grain-free, dairy-free, soy-free.
That's a wonderful Pinot. I
Okay,
love that bottle.
let's do 2 of these maybe, and then let's
Sure.
do we have 2 cabs or Malbec? Something a little.
This Justin, $2 extra is really, really good. Not
Let's do it.
sad.
Boom.
Done.
I also want to eat some meat because missing Argentina is missing meat. You know, I miss my meat, milanesas. I want to make milanesas.
Jameson, poor guy, is managing our daily cash flow, and I'm just so merciless because I know it's going to be fine. But as a guy from Ernst & Young, he's used to having these huge budgets, and so seeing the bank account get real low as we're trying to get to Monday is scary as hell for him, you know? Meanwhile, we're up here buying Cabernet.
And how are you gonna be okay?
Because money keeps coming in. What do you mean, how are we going to be okay? Because we keep paying our bills.
And this one's 124.
All right. Awesome. Swipe away.
So how do you get money if you don't have investors?
We have products that we sell. We have tuition for students. We've got events, and we've got ticket prices. You know? Like any company makes money by selling things. We talked about social innovation and the Irish, the Chinese, Africa, the Aztecs. Everyone already figured it out. Just drinks and people. Connectivity yields innovation, yields new ventures, yields friendships, yields community. It's amazing. What a terrible thing to imagine, right? That alcohol could be good for community. How dare us?
I'm feeling a bit of doubt in Kalu Yala. Sustainability in the jungle might not match up with what it's actually doing.
Here I am eating Peter Pan peanut butter.
Where the did that come from, huh?
From far away.
Far, far away.
You guys don't have the farm tour I just did. We were like crouched down, like, look at the miracle berries, and like I showed them like.
There's
every
miracle
plant.
berries here?
No.
No way, is there really?
No.
Oh my God, that's so cool. I didn't know they were here. It was this little berry that when you eat it, it actually changes your taste buds. For the most part, it just makes things a whole lot sweeter. So you can eat one of these, and then you suck on a lemon, and it's like, what are those? Lemon drops. I had one and drank a beer, and it was like a sweet beer soda. It was awesome.
Yeah. Let it marinate there for a minute.
Prettiest looking guys, and they like there's a whole cultural practice around like bringing those to the elders. And
That is so bizarre.
You're literally just like eating it.
It's like, it's so good.
Eating this like an orange right now.
Yeah.
A lot has happened since, how long have I been here? I slept in a hammock for the first time.
Welcome to Hammockland. Hammockland!
It was kind of uncomfortable, but when I woke up, it was great because I saw the stars, and they were really beautiful.
I have pictures of my boyfriend and I in here just to like look at. I like stare at that a lot.
It's been so easy to connect with everyone, and it's maybe one of the first situations I've been in where it's people that I've never met before, but there's no sense of awkwardness or hesitation to connect on the deepest level.
It's getting weird, man.
It just all feels like the flow is very good.
I went up to Esteban and I asked him, could I please have access to certain documents because I want to know where our money's going. And he basically turned around and said he couldn't provide me with that sort of information, like people's like payrolls and stuff like that.
Just seems like if it's all equal here, that we could all have some transparency.
Jimmy's basically taking advantage of dumb students who want this experience in the jungle and basically not pay people for ideas, quite the opposite, make you pay. It's advertised a lot differently. I feel like this level of expectation they've set is up here and they've delivered down here.
What keeps on pushing you to that next level to achieve the next thing?
It's a trap, man. I'm in a trap. I don't have a choice. It's grow or die. What's at stake are people's jobs and the fact that they've chosen to believe in Kalu Yala. That includes investors believing with their cash. I started with this cute idea and I had no idea that it was gonna just grab me and put me on a track and pull me along. And when you start having dollars come in, you start having believers support you, and you start having to take care of those people, whether they're employees or fans on social media or actual clients, and our investors, all your stakeholders, and all of a sudden you can't stop. You've got to scale. It's grow or die. And we're scaling like crazy.
The website says that 80% of the meals here are from the farm.
I feel so cheated.
Ask the questions, because I think it would be terrible to leave without having the answers.
Yeah.
Something's off. Everything in me just wants to go home and not be sick.